Hello YouTube, it's the Radio Geek. I've got a Heathkit GR 1009, which was an AM radio kit that I built, I don't know, probably a good 20 years or more ago. And I just recently found it in a drawer. Thought I'd show it to you guys. It's pretty simple. It's just got a on-off volume control here, and on the sides just for the tuning. And yes, when I assembled it, I put the decal on here for the indicator on upside down. So there's the little pointy thing. It's supposed to be pointing to the frequency, the numbers, and it's down here, and the Heathkit name is upside down. So, but once you stick these on, it's metal, but real thin metal with an adhesive back, and you can't really pry them off because they get bent and distorted. So once I built it and I did that, I just left it that way. At the time I probably should have tried to get a replacement for it and put it on the right way, but now I imagine finding one of those is pretty difficult. It also has a a headphone jack, and then you could put an external power connector in there too. It runs off of a 9-volt battery, just a 9-volt battery. The other unfortunate part is it doesn't seem to work anymore, so I'm not sure what exactly is wrong with it. Probably some capacitors have aged and gone bad or something. I'll probably have to look at it at some other time and see if I can figure out what it is. It doesn't really have any audio. You turn up the volume all the way and it doesn't do anything. You can disconnect the battery and connect the battery, and you can hear kind of a little pop in the speaker, but that's about it. You can tune the dial up and down, and it doesn't seem to do anything. But anyway, I thought I'd show it to you guys anyway, and I thought I went ahead and took the screws out of the back. It's got 4 screws. Look how long these screws are that hold the case on, and let me just pop this thing open. There's quite a lot of parts in here to put together. Now, as far as the screws go, if you see here, those are brass inserts that got melted into the plastic, and then the screw threads right into that. So very nice, not just screwed into plastic, but into an actual piece of metal, which is a really nice thing. Like I say, there's quite a lot of parts here, not like the radios of today where it's one IC and a couple capacitors. This is a lot of discrete components and a nice sized ferry bar antenna. I don't know if I have the instruction manual any longer or not. I'd have to look around. I might not have it, but I probably should see if I can locate one of those if I'm going to determine exactly what might be wrong with it. But like I say, I built it quite a long time ago, and it was a fun kit to build, and I like building kits, and the Heathkits were the cream of the crop. I mean, they had everything explained to you. It didn't matter if you were building a 3 or 4 part board for something, or if it was you know, a shortwave radio or whatever you might be building. I mean, they start at the very beginning of the manual with, this is how you solder, and then continue from there. I always thought that was kind of comical that they included that in the very difficult kits. This one's not a very difficult kit. I'd say this is probably like a medium, maybe, difficulty kit, as they would rate them. I'm not sure exactly what their ratings were, but they had ratings, you know, from easy first time kit building off to the, you know, the like a master type building thing. But yeah, they were a lot of fun to build, and satisfying to put the battery on and turn it on and hear something come out of it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore, so I'm suspecting that maybe some of these caps are bad now. I looked at the caps, and they have a name like ICC on it, which I've never heard of, so I don't have any idea what brand cap that was. But they're fairly, you know, they're common values. They can easily get replacements from DigiKey or something like that. But nice laid out circuit board. It's a single-sided circuit board, and if you look at all the components that are on there, and there's only a couple spots on the board that there's a jumper wire, so I mean they did a really good job of design on the circuit board and laying it out to get all these parts on one side. This is the component side here, and on the other side you would just have all your traces and your solder connections on the other side. And it's got several screws in here and some wiring. You know, so I didn't take those screws out to flip it over or anything, but it's just your typical single-sided circuit board anyway. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you guys a peek at that, and maybe somebody else out there's got one of these radios and would like to comment on it as well. But if I get it going here, I'll have to make another video with it playing. But I did hook the battery up to it, and it was a no-go. But like I say, the radio's probably been sitting in the drawer for you know, 20 years. So I guess you can't expect a whole lot. Anyway, we'll catch you next time.